Are you planning to fly this year? The TSA has rolled out major changes to ID requirements and banned items that could leave you stranded at security. Thousands of travelers are already getting caught unprepared, facing missed flights and confiscated belongings. Are you prepared for the digital ID revolution and the surprising new items you can no longer bring on board? In this video, we're counting down the 8 most important TSA changes you absolutely must know before your next flight. Number 8. Digital ID Pilot Program. Ever wondered why you still need to dig through your wallet for your ID when everything else is on your phone? The TSA is finally stepping into the digital age with their mobile driver's license program at select airports. According to the TSA's official website, you can now use approved digital driver's licenses and ID cards through Apple Wallet or similar apps at airports in Arizona, Maryland, Colorado, and they're adding Georgia and California by summer 2025. This works by letting you tap your phone at special readers that check your identity with better security than the old way. Your phone never leaves your hand, and the system can verify you're really you faster than a human checker. This isn't just convenient, it's also safer. The digital IDs use encryption that makes them nearly impossible to fake. When you set up your digital ID, you'll need to take a new selfie that matches your ID photo, and the system checks this match in real time. But here's what most travelers don't know. You need to set this up at least 24 hours before your flight. The system needs time to verify your identity in the background before you can use it. And always carry your physical ID as backup. Not all TSA agents have been trained on the new readers yet, and if the system goes down, you'll need that backup. The TSA expects this program to expand to 25 more airports by the end of 2025. But while digital IDs are exciting, there's an even bigger change coming with Real ID. Number 7. Real ID enforcement finally happening. Did you know your current driver's license might not get you on a plane next year? May 7, 2025 is now the absolute final deadline for Real ID enforcement, and this time, the Department of Homeland Security says they're not backing down. According to the official DHS announcement, starting May 7th, every adult traveler needs a Real ID-compliant license, look for the star in the corner, or another acceptable ID, like a passport to board even domestic flights. This isn't just another government rule. It's about making sure everyone flying is who they say they are. The 9/11 Commission recommended these stronger ID requirements way back in 2004, but they've been delayed several times. Recent statistics from the TSA show that about 38% of Americans still don't have a Real ID-compliant license. That means nearly 4 out of 10 people could be turned away at security checkpoints next year. Getting your Real ID requires an in-person visit to your DMV with specific documents, proof of identity, like a birth certificate, proof of social security number, and 2 documents proving your address. Many DMVs let you pre-register online and upload your documents to save time. Some states even offer special Real ID Express services on weekends to handle the rush. The earlier you get this done, the better. DMVs are expecting huge crowds as the deadline gets closer. While this Real ID change affects domestic travel, there's something even more high-tech happening with international passport verification. Number 6. New automated passport verification. Have you ever worried your passport might get rejected at the airport for no good reason? The TSA has rolled out cutting-edge passport scanning technology that's changing everything about international travel. According to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection's official announcement, these new scanners check your passport against international databases in real time at 17 major airports, with 15 more getting them by summer 2025. These machines use special lights and computer programs to spot fake passports better than human eyes ever could. The scanners check over 50 security features in your passport in less than 5 seconds. When your passport passes through these new machines without problems, you'll walk right through while other travelers are still waiting in line. No more anxious moments while an agent flips through every page or holds your passport up to the light. But here's what most people don't realize. These same machines are super picky about passport damage. Even small tears on the edges, water stains, or excessive bending can make the scanner reject your passport. The CBP reports that passport rejections have increased 32% since these machines were installed. Keep your passport in a waterproof, hard-sided holder and never put it in your back pocket where it can get bent. If your passport has any visible damage at all, consider replacing it before your trip. You'll feel so much better walking up to the scanner with total confidence instead of worrying if your passport will pass the test. While these machines make checking valid passports faster, there's another passport rule you absolutely need to know about. Number 5. Stricter passport expiration rules. Ever had that sinking feeling at the check-in counter when an agent says there's a problem with your documents? The TSA's new 6-month passport validity rule is catching thousands of travelers by surprise. According to the State Department's travel advisory updates, the TSA is now enforcing the strictest version of passport validity rules before you even board your international flight. Their 2025 enforcement policy requires all passports to have at least 6 months validity remaining beyond your return date, even if the country you're visiting only requires 3 months. This matters because different countries have different rules. Japan requires 3 months, the Schengen area needs 3 months beyond your stay, and China demands 6 months. Now the TSA is using the strictest standard, 6 months, for all international flights, regardless of destination. State Department statistics show that nearly 2.3 million Americans get stopped each year because of passport expiration issues. When you have the proper validity on your passport, you'll walk confidently to your gate without that awful moment of panic when someone questions your documents. Use the State Department's free passport expiration reminder service, text passport to 47177, enter your passport expiration date, and you'll get alerts at 1 year, 6 months, and 3 months before expiration. You'll sleep better knowing you're covered for any destination, instead of scrambling for an emergency passport renewal at the last minute. While passport validity is critical for international travel, there's another document requirement that's affecting all travelers. Hit that subscribe button right now to never miss another travel secret that could save your next vacation from disaster. Number 4. Secondary ID requirements. What would you do if a TSA agent suddenly said your ID wasn't good enough? Starting June 2025, the TSA is strongly recommending all travelers carry a second form of identification, and this small change could save your entire trip. According to the TSA's updated traveler guidelines, while not yet mandatory, carrying a backup ID has become an essential practice as document verification becomes stricter. The TSA's new training program directs officers to request secondary verification if they have any doubts about your primary ID, and these doubts can include something as simple as an old photo that doesn't quite look like you anymore. When you have that second ID ready to go, you'll feel that wave of relief as you smoothly continue through security while the traveler behind you gets pulled aside for additional screening. Acceptable secondary IDs include credit cards with your photo, work badges, student IDs, or even a copy of your birth certificate. The biggest mistake travelers make is assuming their primary ID is enough because it's always worked before. The TSA reports that document verification rejections increased by 27% in early 2025 as the new protocols rolled out. Many travelers don't realize that normal wear and tear on ID cards can trigger these new verification requirements. Store your backup ID somewhere separate from your primary ID, like a different section of your wallet or even in your phone case. This way, if your wallet is lost or stolen, you still have identification to get home. You'll walk through the airport with complete confidence knowing you've got backup options ready for any situation. While having proper identification is crucial, there's another change that affects how early you need to arrive at the airport. Number 3. Longer wait times for standard screening. Have you ever shown up to the airport on time, only to miss your flight because of security lines? The TSA's new document verification procedures are creating the longest wait times in years, and knowing exactly when to arrive could save your vacation. According to the TSA's own data published on their website, standard screening wait times have increased by an average of 22 minutes at major airports since January 2025. Their new document verification process takes about 30 seconds longer per person, which doesn't sound like much until you multiply it by hundreds of passengers. When you arrive at the recommended time, you'll stroll onto your plane relaxed and ready for your trip, while last-minute arrivers are still begging to cut the security line as their flight starts boarding. The TSA is now officially recommending arrival 3 hours before international flights and 2 hours before domestic flights if you're using standard screening lanes. The most common mistake travelers make is checking wait times from their last trip and assuming it will be the same now. The TSA's verification procedures continue to evolve, and yesterday's wait time isn't a reliable guide for today. Many travelers don't realize the TSA staffing levels also fluctuate based on threat levels that aren't publicly announced. Check the MyTSA app for real-time wait updates before heading to the airport. The data is refreshed every 30 minutes. You can even see historical patterns by day of week and time of day to pick the best time for your flight. You'll feel completely in control, knowing exactly when to leave for the airport instead of guessing and stressing about making your flight. If all this waiting sounds terrible, you'll definitely want to hear about some exciting changes to TSA PreCheck. Number 2. Expanded TSA PreCheck benefits. Are you tired of standing in endless security lines while watching others zoom through special lanes? TSA PreCheck members are getting amazing new perks in 2025 that make the program more valuable than ever before. According to the TSA's official program updates, PreCheck members now enjoy dedicated document checking lanes that process travelers twice as fast as regular lanes. The biggest news is that the TSA has finally eliminated the random exclusion policy, meaning if you have PreCheck, you're guaranteed to get every time. No more surprise regular screening. When you use PreCheck in 2025, you'll glide through security in under 10 minutes with your shoes still on your feet and your laptop still in your bag, while standard travelers are still unpacking their entire carry-ons and removing their belts and shoes. Members now also get access to the new digital ID option that works at all PreCheck locations nationwide. The most common mistake people make is assuming all PreCheck lanes are the same. They're not. Many travelers don't realize that different terminals at the same airport can have vastly different PreCheck experiences. Some PreCheck lanes have the newest technology, while others are still using older systems. Check the MyTSA app before you go to see which terminal has the fastest PreCheck processing at your departure airport. Sometimes walking to a different terminal's PreCheck lane can save you 15+ minutes, even if it's not the one closest to your gate. At $85 for 5 years, just $17 per year, you'll wonder why you ever waited in the regular security line when getting through so quickly feels this good. But even PreCheck won't help with our final and most important point. Number 1. New prohibited items list. Did you know your favorite power bank might now be completely banned from flights? The TSA has dramatically updated its prohibited items list for 2025, and some everyday things you've always packed could now get confiscated. According to the TSA's official prohibited items page, power banks and lithium batteries over 100 watt-hours are now completely prohibited in both carry-on and checked bags. This is a major change from previous rules that allowed larger batteries in carry-ons. The Federal Aviation Administration reports that lithium battery incidents on aircraft increased by 42% in 2024, prompting this stricter approach. When you check the updated list before packing, you'll breeze through security without the embarrassment of having expensive items taken away while others watch, and without the stress of figuring out what to do with banned items at the last minute. The biggest mistake travelers make is assuming the rules haven't changed since their last trip. Even frequent flyers are getting caught by surprise. Smart luggage with non-removable batteries can't fly at all anymore, and many electronic cigarettes are banned based on battery type. The TSA is enforcing these rules strictly with no exceptions. Check the watt-hour rating on your power banks and batteries before packing. It's usually marked as WH. If you can't find this information, use this simple math. Multiply the voltage by the ampere hours, to get watt-hours. Anything over 100 WH needs to stay home. You'll feel confident unpacking at security, knowing everything in your bag is allowed, instead of watching the agent toss your expensive electronics into the contraband bin. The TSA continues to update its policies regularly, so staying informed is more important than ever for smooth travel experiences. Hit that subscribe button right now to get the latest travel updates as soon as they happen and never get caught off guard at the airport again.